Hello everybody, this is Palworld Mod Building. I am Haxley Mods, and I would like to welcome you to a very special episode 5. Up to this point, I've been showing how to use the rotated tool, and I've been showing off some of my pet project villages slash bases, and how to do some of the things that I've done at my bases. This is actually a showcase of my own personal home base. This is my creative love child that I've been working on that has only been kind of teased at so far, but today I'm going to be going over, of course, a full showcase, and we're going to be talking about some of the things that I've done that you can also do with very, very little effort. It looks a lot more complicated than it is. It really just is a labor of love. So without further ado, I would like to unveil to you Kabe no Hana Village. This is, of course, if you've watched my Yamato Village video, I explained I'm very much in love with Eastern architecture. I love it. I squeed when Sakurajima came out. I talked about that also. I was very, very excited. And I couldn't wait to build in this location. I'm going to shout out the anime style Sakura leaves. It's a very easy mod to install that changes the white colored cherry blossom trees into this gorgeous, gorgeous pink. And you get some really, really nice views with it, as you are going to see. Shout out, go get that if you like the way this looks, because it makes the game beautiful. So without further ado, let's go on in here. As is normal with my bases, I like to make big protective walls. I do like to have raids on. I do like to see them thwarted at the gate every time they attack. I'm very amused by this. All right. You are going to see some bamboo here. This is from the tree mod. I didn't like having only cherry blossom trees here, so all the bamboo that you see was manually placed. So let's open up. All right, welcome to Kabe no Hana Village. I've done a lot of everything here, and of course this place is not yet finished. This is a showcase. I may do an updated showcase because of the kind of custom things that I'm making here, but let's take a look. To keep all of my mining pals in place, and to keep my ground from being cluttered and my transporting pals from getting bugged up, what I did was every place that I had a paldium fragment spawn, I stuck one of these stone pillars for it to be counted as being built on. So I use these as plugs. Of course, this is just wooden roof. And like I used in Yamato, these are wooden benches that I used to rotate it to size. Of course, everything's been manually placed and worked on. These, of course, support beams serve no purpose, just visual goodness. Got all this bamboo going on over here. Nice, beautiful water feature right in the middle. We're going to go down to the middle, and then we're going to work our way up. This is the view that I found when I first got here. This is actually the Zone In location, exactly where I'm standing. This view is what inspired the entire town. It basically came here, I saw it, I built it. Here we go. This is where I put my Palbox. With Rotate It, if you were to put, I actually put my Palbox down right here, and then moved it inside using Rotate It. And I also did that at plateaus. I do it so when you zone in, you land right here and you get this natural view. You're always facing south when you zone in, regardless where you zone in from. So this is always what you see when you come in, and then you have your choice of where to go. If you're anything like me, I don't typically go straight to my Palbox when I come home, so I like to put it off on its own. The diamonds on this sign were just used using Alt key special characters. That was really fun to find out that I could use. I loved these waterfalls, so I put a lot of effort into framing them. So the waterfalls are a feature in the whole town. I love the water. It just makes everything move. Nothing is still. Everything just feels like it's full of life. I'm loving it. These are the antique baskets that have been stretched. The most used item in this entire town are antique mirrors. The back of the mirror has such a beautiful wood grain that I decided to use it for everything. Well, almost everything, but you'll see I made a custom version of almost everything and was able to make it look really cohesive because of how good this wood grain looks. Shout out to the Palworld developers. They get merits for just having a really, really good wood grain, but demerits for putting it on the back of an item that gets stuck on a wall. The fact that this wood grain goes to waste is shameful. The vertical slats, of course, are more mirrors. Everything is just scaled and stretched, and everything is just meticulously put together. These are just stone walls, of course, stretched, lifted, placed. These are glass floors so that you can see the water underneath. I haven't finished the inside of this area. I built the tower out of inspiration and then struggled to figure out what I was going to do with it. And my wife had the best idea, and what we're doing is this tower we are going to be turning into a goldenrod. So each floor is going to have merchants, and you're just going to be able to fly to whatever floor you want. Use merchant. This is a mock-up of a merchant counter that I'm working on here. They changed the shape of the viewing cage, so I've been experimenting trying to get them to be stationary again. I can get them in place and walking, but I can't get them to stand still and look the right way yet. So once I get an updated way to do that, I'll do a video on how to properly orient stuff in a viewing cage. As a trim, I inset the antique partitions. Of course, they have custom scaling. I just set those in there. Made sure the wood line stayed on top of it. Run over here to the side. If you've seen my videos, you know by now that I just really, really enjoy small views everywhere. Everything is about, you know, the ambiance. I just enjoy being here. Since building this place, I find that I spend all of my time here. I do like going out and you know, fighting and stuff, but as you can see, you probably can't even notice it by now. This place actually has a dungeon that spawns, and while I'm down here, I guess now is a good time to showcase my town's personal dungeon. Using rotated, of course, I was able to build move stuff into the special area around the dungeon. And shout out to any Inuyasha fans. I was actually inspired by the well that Kagome uses to go back and forth. Because of course, you know, sometimes the dungeon is here, sometimes the dungeon isn't. Right now it is spawned, you know, everything comes up, but of course when the dungeon is down, this is all rocks and it looks, you know, dilapidated. I did give it its own custom siding. This is the only building in the whole town that uses this stone siding. I wanted it to stand out and be unique. This is just one foundation piece that I trimmed and changed the scale of. There you go. But just that little bit of detail really, really made it pop. I inset some shelves. I trimmed this. As you can see, the wood that it's trimmed in is also that's also the backside of a mirror. And this is all the backside of a mirror. This is a storage box, but all of them are turned off, so you don't find random things in them. This is a stone pillar, the new foundation piece. And this was, let me see if I can pull this out here. There we go. These are the new pillars, and I just flattened them and inset them against the wall. The effect really, really sold, so I really, really enjoy that. I did meticulously have to make sure I used the right side to get a pattern. Otherwise, it looks random and the bricks don't line up as well. But as you can see, all of the bricks did line up well, and it looks really, really nice. I'm trying not to set myself on fire. There we go. So this is the town's custom dungeon. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it's not. Of course, the building always is, but when it's not, it's really cool. It's kind of spirited away where, you go in right now, teleport you in, but when it's gone, it's all shut down inside. It's very, very cool. It comes, it goes, and I think it's really interesting that, this feature is here, because sometimes it's here, sometimes it's not, sometimes you're lucky. Alright, so we're going to come up and we're going to check this side first. I've shown you the goldenrod, shout out Pokemon, style tower. Oh man, this tower took forever, but oh, look at that. It is just, look at that. That is just the best. I am loving this. This tower is, I would say, probably around 2,000 pieces of trim and small detail. But we will be getting to that. Let's go up here and check out the first side of the town. This railing is 2 pieces of mirror flipped to opposite sides. So on the inside here is kind of like the trim that's at Palathin. We got a mirror here that's stretched, and we just hide that with the backing of the wood, so it just looks like a nice piece of solid wood. This side is 4 pieces. I did it to try to match the scale of the wood benches, because I really, really just wanted it to be cohesive throughout, and I don't think it's so different that it's terribly noticeable. I think that it turned out really well with the trying to copy that. Alright, before we go up, we're going to check out we have a little tucked away, we got a little private dining spot here. Once again, if you've seen any of my videos, you know it's all about them views. As you can see, Pathin's working great. This is actually 2 of my large power generators. Made him a little electric Chinese lamp. Not Chinese, Japanese lamp. Little stone lantern. There we go. Inset glass in there. I think I'm going to do a video, a relatively short video on how to make these. Alright, let's work our way up. Alright. Now I've got these little lanterns I designed throughout town. I haven't fully done the lighting spectrum in the entire town yet, but I will be. And again, I'm probably going to do a video on how to make these. Over here I have a pylon because I haven't figured out what to do with it yet. Nice views. These are all wooden boxes that have been stretched with a upscaled glass wall inset in them. That turned out really, really well. I don't really spend much of my time along the edge of town so I don't really find myself. If you run up to them, you know, it does open. It does give you the chest settings, but I don't spend a whole lot of my time up against it anyway. Got it fenced off. Got a nice little view down here. You can see outside. That's where we started. Check out the town down here. I have people that play with me, so I try to create little things for people to find. Alright, now this is going to be the very first step into my custom crafting tables. I don't like a lot of the stuff that this game has. For example, butchering pals, making offerings to statues of power, things like that. So this is the very first example of a custom crafting table. What I've done is I've taken the statue of power and I have shrunk it down to fit inside of this really pretty cross. Psalms 18:32 relates to God giving you the strength to clear your path. This is where, of course, you go to enhance piles, make them stronger, make yourself stronger. This is where I go to get stronger, so it makes perfect sense for me in my game. Seems far more appropriate when you're looking for strength. So there we go. All right, this building here was actually inspired by an actual Japanese home that I fell in love with. I wanted to see if I could build it. This was the first building that I built here, and this kind of carried over into a lot of the other stuff that I've designed here. I've got a big custom planner here. This is going to be the large planted house plant. Those are the flower bed, and these are stone pillars. Just a little bit of stretching and pulling makes it something it's not. Here we go. This is my crafting room. This has all of my main base storage and all of my crafting tables inside. I'm really excited to show this off. Alright, so if you've seen my Plateaus del Sol video or my Yamato video, you've seen that I've been trying to condense large amounts of storage into small storage situations, and this is what I've come up with. Kind of a custom wooden locker situation, and what I've done is, of course, I've wrapped them. These are every single piece that this is made out of. This is just made out of a whole lot of antique wall mirrors. So what I've done is meticulously placed everything, of course, but as you can see, that's what makes up the handle, and inside I've inset a large storage container. So each one of these is full space, and I can't actually target them because of how thinly I've had to inset them, but these were floor signs, like wooden signposts, and I was able to label those, put those in there. This is another big mirror that I just put up there as a detail, make it different. I did go through and customize all my settings there. All right, this is welcome to my crafting room. It is not fully outfitted yet, but what I've done is put down and made custom versions of the tables. This is a repair bench and the PAL gear workbench mixed into one table. It made more sense to me to try and make one table out of them as opposed to trying to make them two smaller custom tables. It looked a little cluttered, and this looks really cool being all on the same tabletop. Pals do still use these. Everything works perfectly fine. No errors. None of that can't reach spam. Nothing like that. So we've got these guys. This is my medicine workbench. Of course, these are all small mirrors inset to be drawer details. Another what is that, potted houseplant with a different style, stone pillar bracing on it. I was able to put a plant on top of this guy. I put this to demonstrate that even if you shrink a crafting table, the things that appear on it while being used maintain the same size. And I was able to make them appropriate. As you can see, this is definitely the weapon assembly 2. If we pull this forward, you can see that I've shrunk it down and made a custom scale for it. And then I just used the mirror, boxed it in nice and neat, made it exactly how I liked it. And I was so pleased that I decided to go through and make custom versions of all of my other crafting tables. You don't need, 3 squares worth of width just to make some spheres. I found that this was absolutely sufficient and looked really, really good as well. I was even able to line the inside there with wood. I tried to make it as clean as possible. Here we go. This is our standard production assembly line 2. Then our sphere 2, our weapon table 2, electric medicine bench. This is an electric electric kitchen. There we go. Inset in the antique stove. And then I used, the cauldron, I believe it's called. Yeah, I used the flame cauldron to create a little ring at the top there. This is my cake box storage. As I explained, this is a breeding area, but what I do is I stretch it and change the orientation so that the end of the breeding area with the cake box is the only part being shown, so that I just have dedicated cake storage. If you look in Yamato, I did the same thing. Originally, when I very first started the game, Yamato was my home base, but once I got into using this tool, I basically came here and went crazy, as you can obviously see. But I love being here. It's so enjoyable. I definitely recommend you pick up and use this tool. My videos are really just to show what is possible. It's not to do what I do. It's not to say that what I do is better than anyone else's. I mean, to be completely honest, I actually get intimidated when I check on the Palworld base Reddit, or even here on YouTube. I'll check some of the other builders, and they just make such phenomenal stuff. And a lot of the times it's vanilla. It's not even with using this rotated custom tool. And I was just really excited to see what some of these other really awesome creators and designers could do using this tool. So I decided to kind of take it to the max to show that there's not really a whole lot of limits. And if you are diligent about testing, pathing, and if your pals can reach and use stuff, you can make all kinds of really cool stuff. This is just some examples. So I mean, as you can see right here, that's 6 large storage the shipping containers. That's 600 slots. I think a shipping container is 100 slots. It might not be. It's 6 times whatever that is. Might be 50. We've got 2 crafting tables over here, another 4 here, 1 here. You know what I mean? And I still have enough room to put clutter down, other decorative items, whatever I want, but it's not taken up by, terrible industrial machines. Put a little side room out here. Let's go check out what else we got out here. we're going to check that building out in just a moment, because I used that as a solution for one of my other issues with this game. This is my farm. So everybody comes up, does their thing. Here's my mill. Of course, you get really pretty views out of the side of town here. I shrunk a farm down, stuck it in here. This is really just a shack. I don't like the really big roaming area. I like just the efficiency. So this, of course, still holds 4 pals per barn. So of course, what is, I can never remember the cow's name when I need to. But my cow, my chickpea, all those guys, my bee guard, and whether I'm using like a Vixie or something, they all fit in here. They all drop their stuff, and there's no issues with pathing. They come right up. This is where I store my food. Foxicle's kind of stuck in there right this second. Usually he's oriented right here facing it. There we go. As you can see, there's no issues with pathing or them not picking anything up. It's very efficient over here, to the point where I actually had to pick some of these guys up and use what I had, because I refuse to have so much production that I've got 2 cold ice boxes. It seems way over the top. So I had to lower my production after designing this, actually. This brings us to one of my next favorite things that I've done here. This is what I call PalAir. This is my luxury vacation center. I do not like butchering. I do not like the disassembly conveyor belt. I don't like those things. I'm playing the game for enjoyment. I'm trying to build beautiful things. I really don't want to deal with that if I don't absolutely have to. And thanks to Rotated and a little bit of ninjanuity, I do not have to. So let's show what is PalAir. This is where I put my conveyor, my disassembly conveyor belt, and my condensation, my PAL condensation machine. So instead of putting PALs on a auto butcher conveyor belt, which I just saying it sucks. I have stretched out, you can actually see it sticking out there. I've stretched it and flattened it and turned it into like a vacation center. Scenic destinations for all pals. Some of us will remember when we were young, our parents may or may not have sent the dog to the farm, you know what I mean? Instead of butchering something or killing it for gain, like the conveyor belt does, I like the idea that you send the pal on on a permanent vacation where they are in paradise and it's great and it's groovy, and they send you appreciation gifts instead. I really like that. I have found that it works for me. I find it whimsical and fun. And for example, Bushi is gonna go hang out. He's gonna train and cut wood forever. And as a thank you, he sent me these gifts when he got there, because bango, he is super happy, and I'm down with that. These are, of course, custom desks. They're just the regular desks, as you can tell by the clutter on here. But like all my other stuff, I just custom wrapped them. Just took a little bit of time, set that up. Got a little cross up here for good measure, because I really don't like the idea of the disassembly conveyor belt. Not a big fan. Alright, now the condensation machine is kind of the same thing. I decided to call those training courses instead. I was thinking about group building exercises. So I guess that's a working name for this, and I haven't decided if I'm going to put the Statue of Power setup in here also, kind of a one-stop upgrade situation. These, of course, can be picked up normally, And also pals pick up and transport from here also. So I like to breed and Mozzarina, that's who they are. And I like to send Mozzarina to their forever pastures to farm Mozzarina meat to make the attack food for raids and stuff. And of course, this is where I do it. This will fill up with a ton of material. Don't drop it in the cold box over there, and everyone is happy. Nobody has to feel like a schmuck. I don't have to pretend like I enjoyed killing anything. Nothing has to die. I inset some fun chairs here. This desk comes with chairs, and I tried to make it look like it was just a cool frog chair. It still looks like two chairs stuck inside of each other, but you have to believe. As you can see, views everywhere. Alright. I have these all over the place so that I can manually assign pals to stuff wherever I am. So I've got one over here. I've got one over here in this production area, which is going to be the next side that we show. I'll show you back here. There's not really a whole lot going on back here. They don't really go back here because there's not any pathing. Alright. Now we could go across back here. This leads to the other side, but we're going to show you these other platforms across the way as well. Alright. As you can see, he's over there working. That's Purple. He just likes to hang out. She. There we go. They actually don't have any assigned task. They're just chilling. So they just get to like walk around and hang out. Alright. There's the town dungeon. Now, I had to go ahead and do a showcase of this place, but as you can see, I've got some blank platforms and areas that I haven't finished setting up for clutter and such. Man, this railing was so much work. As you can see, I've got these plugs everywhere for those pallium spawns. This is the left doorway from the very beginning of the video. It's just a nice little area during the right time of day. Man, that cross, you can see the shadow crosses over the water. It's so cool looking. Alright. Alright, here we go. See, I did this railing all over the place. Believe it or not, this actually didn't take very long. Probably in between 2 and 4 hours to do the whole town. I did already have some of the railing, but when I went back through and kind of freshened everything up and did the final railing, it only took me about maybe 3 or so hours. There we go. And of course, all my pathing is rock solid. Nobody gets stuck anywhere. Everybody works properly. There we go. I was thinking about putting another little seating area down here. But we shall see. And if I do, you will see in the next Kabe no Hana video. For those who are interested, Kabe no Hana is Japanese for wallflower. So for those who would like a translation, this is Wallflower Village. Alright, let's go up here. See, it goes under this bridge. It's pretty cool. Let's do a reveal up here. Alright. This was a labor of love. All this bamboo work. Oh, it's ridiculous. Alright. This is like my mine and my processing area. This is the custom mine that I built. The sides, the top. It's kind of Flintstones looking. This is made out of stone pillar and wood pillar. And 2 carpets. It's just slightly akimbo. Just slightly off to make it look like a flap. Really enjoy doing that. Just like on the other side, I have a monitoring stand, but I have it inset in this pillar. It just feels a little bit more immersive. There we go. So I can set right here. I can set them to whatever I need them to. I use a Digtoise, and he fits behind here perfectly. Of course, if you've seen my other videos, you know these have no collision. So if you go inside, here's my mine. Of course, it's just the wall. It's very visual. It looks like it's supposed to, but you're not going to spend a lot of time in here. We got sulfur, coal, stone, and ore, of course. This is my custom oil rig. Just outside the walls of my base, on the other side there, on that side where we just came from, are some oil fields. Using rotated, I was able to put my little rig down, and then I was able to scale it, move it, and build a custom rig for it. I had 2, but before they did the update, it was just chewing my power production, just all my electricity gone. So I had to breed a nocturnal or Zerk to keep up with it, and it was still too much, and I didn't want to put down 2 pals, so I just stuck with the 1. Of course, it is noisy, but the way I built this is if you're out and about, you really can't hear it. It doesn't bother you. I love that so much. Alright, over here are all of my ore production. I use a cool mod that I was just working with a guy on. These are, of course, the electric furnace. I believe that's what, yeah, electric furnace. Inset in antique stoves. I scaled it so that we got the pipes on the side and that it's inset in the back exhaust there. I use stone pillar to line the pipe going through the ceiling. And then through the ceiling here, I put electric kitchens at the top of each of those holes to get the smoke. You can't see it while you're standing here, but you can see it from everywhere else, and it is just a really nice small detail. This is so, of course, my miner and crafters don't have to go far for food. Using the same concept as my storage in my main crafting building, this is just a large container that's been custom wrapped. Only holds ingots and charcoal. This is the same situation. I didn't want to do everything the same. I wanted to make a variety of things, hopefully to inspire some of you to come up with your own stuff. This just holds the ore and my oil. Now, over here, excuse me, we have my take on crushers. I've used that, I have a tree mod and a rock mod. And what I used is the rock mod and rotated to rescale them to make it look like this is a rock processing center. So that, you know, You get special rocks out of the mine. Come over here, break them down into more specialized material. While over here, you get a wonderful view. And I like this area so well because most of the stuff over here, even when looking directly at it from over there, is just, it's very hidden. It's a very, it ended up being a very, very good privacy wall, and I didn't know I was going to need it because originally I did not have this special little area back here. And the special little area back here is a residential area that I built for my villagers. And of course I don't have them down right now for clutter's sake, but I do use the useful humans mod that gives them like water and plants and stuff like that, and I'm going to show you why. Now there are 8 little living areas here. They're not all done. Someone put poop in the mailbox, it looks like. They keep doing that. I can't figure out which villager is doing it, but one of them thinks they're funny. Alright, we've got a custom mailbox here. This is a general mock-up of a house. They all are sort of alike on the outside, but I tried to make each one its own. I did a gameplay video of building this shelf, this bed, and this nightstand. Of course, as you can see, storage works just fine. Now the bed itself is a player bed. PALs do not sleep in player beds, but I figured out that they will sleep on a PAL bed. So I positioned the PAL bed and scaled it just so, and put a fine bed on top of it that they hit this bed before the PAL bed. So I'm hoping it hits night before the end of the video so that I can show you guys. But I have 8 villagers and I have 8 living areas, and at night they come in here and they sleep on the bed. Their head lines up with the pillow properly. I love it. It looks great. It adds a total another level of the game, because instead of like forcing people to work and then making them sleep on a PAL bed, you can actually make them a house. So I bred all my PALs here to be nocturnal, and my humans, of course, even if they have nocturnal, go to sleep at night. So no matter what, my humans come over here, they sleep, and it looks really, really cool. We got custom Eastern style sitting and drinking areas. This is a wall shelf. You might be able to see the very bottom of it sticking out, the bottom of the table there. This is a wall shelf that's been inset into the table. Here we've got their own custom kitchen. This design, the kitchen, or the cooking pot, the stone floor, the little wood log, and the bed, and this table, I kept that the same throughout because I wanted there to be some level of cohesion. Of course, this also works. This is a standing lamp. And of course, I made a bedside lamp. Works really, really good to light a 2x2 section. It's not too garish, especially against the white. The white can get really, really bright really fast. So trying to find the right lighting to use with it was kind of difficult. Ooh, we're going to show that big guy last. Alright. Who's our next one? With a different style custom look. More poop in the mailbox. Which one of you guys is doing this? Look, I'm a madman. I trimmed the mailbox. Why'd I do that? Why do I do these things? I don't know. I think they look cool. I did a different flower bed. What I did is I just inset these into the ground so that you couldn't see the box, so that it looks like they were growing out. It looks a little bit, yeah, you can see I missed a little bit right there. Alright. This is that same standing lamp. just pushed thin and against the roof as a different style of light fixture. As you can see, my wife has not come in here quite yet. We framed in the door here. There we go. Even all the gaps and everything. I really went all the way with this place. But as you can see, I really love being here, and I'm glad that you are here as well. I tried not to give each place the same floor plan, but I always wanted to make sure that the cooking pot was in front of a window. All right. This is a different one. I used wall ivy and scaled them up, changed their angle, and pulled them down to make them look like bushes. Got some on the window there. As you can see, my wife came in here, she had herself a ball in here. Looking great. She's got a little prep table over here. This is another custom piece of furniture. This is just one that we already had. I did the custom mirror wrapping on it, and I rescaled the oval standing mirror. Where is that guy at? This guy. The antique oval mirror. I just scaled its height down to make it a circle, set it down, and I changed the angle of it, but you can see down there at the bottom, there's the legs, just inset into the wall there. Alright, let's go around the corner here. Got us a hot tub, little flower bed. Just some little stuff. Custom stone lantern I came up with. Alright. We're starting to do hobby clutter. Of course, this person likes to dabble in blacksmithing, it looks like. Alright. Here's another custom piece of furniture. This is the bookshelf. And I don't know if you can tell, but I had a doozy of a time going through. And this bookshelf is made out of, I think, like 18 or 20 different pieces. It's ridiculous. Alright, we got us a small TV in the corner there. Scaled down just for breakfast times. Alright. Wait, did I turn that one off? Yeah, alright. All about the views all over the place. This, you may have noticed, but this apartment, or this house, actually has a different style door. Because of the angle of the hill, my villager wanted to get caught on the doorway here because it didn't like the angle it had to turn. So my villager kept ending up on the ground sleeping right here. So I redesigned the doorway to be 2 pane as opposed to 3. And it fixed my pathing issue. Also, it gave me a little bit of variety. So I want to go ahead and spotlight that, because there's more than one way to do anything. You just have to think. Alright. The top of most of my structures are trimmed with wooden boxes and wooden benches. I use a lot of the same materials to keep the visuals cohesive throughout. Got another tree plug there because it was going straight in this wall over here. Alright. I didn't have enough room to make 8 of these buildings, so I decided to make a little apartment building instead. Now, each of these rooms are still 2 by 2, so it's the same amount of physical space. They're just stacked. I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to have a little bit of variety. It was a little more complicated than I was expecting it to be, and I'm not super thrilled with the ceiling upstairs, but you really can't see it, and the villagers haven't complained yet. So when that happens, I may address it. So let's check this out. All right, we're gonna go down here. This is the bottom floor. On this side, I used one version of the doorway, and on the other side, I used my other version of the doorway. Again, just for some variety, so not everything looks copy and pasted. Here we are. As you can see, it's currently unfurnished, but I was so excited about the work I've done here and how it's turned out that I couldn't wait until it was completely done to show you guys. Instead, I will just I'll film like a how-to and an update at some point, and I'll let you guys enjoy this. This is an unfinished bed, which you can see I do have the PAL bed under it, but it's not currently wrapped with the custom wood framing I do. But I do show exactly how I do that in my How I Built My Base episode 4. Alright, let's do that a little slower. Alright, there we go, come back up. Now we go up here on this side. There we go. Now the roof there overlaps and peeks through because we don't have corner pieces yet, so I had to make do. Here's one side with the 2-pane doorway. There we go. Lovely view. Tree sticking right in the wall there. That comes free. No extra premium for that. You can see another unwrapped bed, but I'm getting to it. Stop hounding me. Alright. Nice view right out the door there. And through the window you can see out as well. You can't see it with the camera over your shoulder 3/4 like that, but looking straight out you can see. So the windows are not actually useless here. And now come night, hopefully I will still be yammering then, and I can drop some villagers and show you how this works. It turned out really, really nice, and I'm hoping that by releasing the villager beds onto the world, we can see more villages pop up in people's builds instead of just having kind of giant animals running about. Alright, before we go up, I know you were interested in this bridge, so I'm going to show you the view from the bridge. My pals use it to get one side to the other quickly because it's a shorter path. They do choose to path on this. So normally the middle of town is not cluttered up, no one's in the way. You know, you just get a really nice view. Everyone's really efficient. No one gets stuck on anything. There we go. And as I was explaining, the bamboo across the way really, really turned out to be a fantastic privacy wall. Because I did all that bamboo work before I had even expanded over there and built that residential area. So that was just happy times. I was really pleased when I found out that had turned out that way. That was actually something I realized after I started building over there. I spent a few hours, doing. I call it line art, but I was really just doing like some mock-ups and some ideas over here. And when I went over to make more materials and looked back, I noticed that this had doubled as a privacy fence. So very, very pleased with that. There's my villager's residential area. Now we can continue our tour. We're going to run by our mine here. That's the stone refining area. This spot right here, this corner, is really just here for the views. Just to come over here and look. Oh yeah. Alright, let's go up. waterfalls. Alright, now we're gonna get into some more fun stuff. This little area here, you can probably see through there. This is my breeding farm. Check this out. Surrounded in bamboo. I did shrink it a bit, and I used rotate it to put the building roof over the red roof that it normally is. It took some tinkering, but as you can see, with a little bit of diligence, you can get all kinds of cool results. Over here, we've got my cake box. I manually placed all the bamboo around here. Well, to be fair, I manually placed all of everything except for the natural Sakurajima stuff here. Alright. Here we are. Breeding den works fine. When it's full of eggs, nothing clips, nothing's in the ground, nothing's unreachable. Everything works perfectly fine. And they recently added to where if a pal can't reach the breeding farm, that it'll just teleport there. And I actually built this before that was a thing. So this actually, the path all the way up here and this shrunken breeding area still accommodate the large pals. So they'll still run up here and path on their own before that update. So for what it's worth, even changing the scale of the breeding farm works properly. Alright. Now, let's see. Let's go over here. This is my house. We'll get there in a second. Go across this bridge. This bridge is just stone pillars placed at a different angle as the next one. And these are more stone pillars. Now, the downside is pals won't path on this, so this pathway is dead to pals. So whatever's up here, they'll ignore forever because they can't get up here, which is fine. I don't like them up here out of the way anyways. This is my spot. But yeah, here you go. This is my custom stone bridge. I would really like to do a video on this, but to be honest, a lot of these things are going to be very, very short to show how to do. And I don't want to do tons and tons of 5-minute videos, but that may be the case just to show you how to do this stuff anyway. So let's go across our bridge here. This is where I get my wood. I inset a logging site into the ground. Put some tools, and of course the axe here. Give it its own chest. Now, because this is up here, pals will not come up here and move this wood over, which I really, really prefer. I did this on purpose so that they don't always stop what they're doing to come move wood over. We're gonna go down another little stone bridge here, and this is my house, or what I consider my player house. It's not fully done yet, but let's take a look inside of here. This place is fully custom. This is just something I threw together, but I felt inspired to build it. So take that for what it is, man. All of this beautiful stuff you see is really just stuff that came to me, man, and it's not my own, I'll tell you that much. Alright, here's our front door. Here's a custom little seating area I built. My house is one of the least done houses at the moment. Custom sectional, using one chair and one sofa stuffed together there. More mirror work. You're gonna see these mirrors are everywhere. Alright, we got a staircase. So let's go check the second floor here. Oh yeah. This is my house. Alright, we got us a nice little planter box out here. And then here is my custom bedroom furniture that I've made. Alright, let's start from left to right. This is the PAL dressing facility. I did what I normally do. I wrapped it in antique mirror for the wood grain. And then I used, if you've watched any of my videos that explain monkey in a barrel, of course I put down a foundation, I put down glass walls, I got rid of the foundation, I hid the piece and kept the walls, thinned them out, stretched them, and used them as glass casing. And there you go. This is the PalAir dressing table. I made it larger. That is another one of the oval mirrors that I shrunk down. This piece ended up being, I think, also around 16 or 18 pieces. This, of course, is the regular dresser stool that comes with it, with a custom basket overlay. So it looks like a wicker seat with a cushion. There we go. Excuse me. We got custom side tables here. Of course, with inset large containers in both. My own custom bed. It's the same one that I used for the villagers. I just didn't scale it down. This is just some wall art I threw together. Some antique mirrors, cable reel flattened out, and two more mirrors, just not pushed wood grain out. This is a regular stool that's stretched out with a custom chest built on it. Custom planter. I plan on putting some stuff up here, but we don't have things like mannequins or anything like that yet, so I was trying to not necessarily future-proof, but leave enough stuff, you know, to be messed with in the future without having to break tons of work to modify it. Got all this trim work on the door frame. Alright, let's check this out. Here we go. Alright. Here's the view from outside the bedroom. This viewing cage is only temporary, so keep that in mind. You can see the residential area down there. It all just really turned out well. I'm really very excited how all this turned out. It's hard to go and play the game like in the desert, knowing that a place like this is waiting for you with all this production and efficiency. All right, check it out. Kept water channels. Got us a back door here. Lovely views. Now, some of my favorite views are actually over here around the corner. So let's go check that. Let's go over our little stone bench here. This is where I hatch my eggs. I'm sure that is obvious at this point. When these are all lit up, this looks so cool at night. It's very Spirited Away looking. Here's another little custom box specifically for extra eggs. As you can see, these are all my mozzarella and alpha mozzarella down here from my little restaurant production setup. And there's got 10 on this side and 10 on this side. Occasionally, oh there you go. I'll have fires behind them if I'm doing fire eggs or rock eggs or, you know, whatever I might need. But typically speaking, I don't have a dedicated hot hatching area. This is really the only one I have, and I just have to put down ugly campfires whenever I want. Here we go. Here is the hatching area in all of its glory. And then here is the top of the tower. We're starting to get there. I'll show you some of those other floors. Another one of my stone lanterns. Before we go over my bridge, we're going to go under it. I'm going to put another nice little sitting little tea area down here. I might build a little feature right there. I haven't decided, but we will figure it out. Alright. Here is my biggest stone bridge. Alright. This is one of my favorite views in the whole town. It's just lovely up here with the water. Of course, the bridge looks really, really nice. This is technically the back door. Big open glass panes so that you can see out. Opens right up to, those are the structures that the developers built. And I didn't want to build around them because, I'll be honest, I was kind of butthurt that they didn't give us that that building material. They gave us like glass and stuff, but they didn't give us any of the Sakurajima elements, so take that. Got some more lanterns. Alright. Bridge down. I explained earlier, I put a lot of care into incorporating the waterfalls in this place, so I totally built around them the whole way. Alright. I don't have anything on this side yet, but this is above the farm. There we go. There's my ranch, crafting table, PalAir. Here's the rest of town. Getting a nice view there. Alright. Now, second to top floor. Got a little meditation room going on. Colossians 3:17 speaks about your works bringing glory to God. And I really hope that I've done that with this. As you can see here, I incorporated this channel all the way down so that it wasn't blocked at all. Framed that in real nice. Put a little sluice box edge there. Now the top floor doesn't really have a good use yet. Thinking about letting my friend move in up here. But we will have to see. It doesn't have its own dedicated entrance yet. This is the shortest distance. It's got its own chest that spawns up here. Has its own unique architecture. It's open on all sides. You get the glass and the open air, which is just nice. It is just really nice. You get that wonderful framing right there. Also, you get your very own bamboo inside. Of course, that's manually placed to make sure it doesn't go through the ceiling or anything, and you can do it too. Alright. Now we're gonna do us a fly around to see what all of this looks like from the sky. I'm gonna give you a full around view, and you guys can tell me what you think. Residential district. We got the entrance over here. Village center. Mining area. Custom dungeon. Goldenrod merchant tower. Crafting room. Farm and ranch. PAL condensation and disassembly, or vacation center. And that is Kabe no Hana Village. I've done a lot of custom stuff here. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that I've done here so far, please let me know. I will be happy to do another video or answer any questions you might have. I will be doing a second video, as I've noticed that it's not nighttime yet. So I do want to show off the villagers and how that bed setup works. But I was so excited to show you guys what I've been working on that I couldn't wait until it was fully done. I really wanted to go ahead and show you guys. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Haxley Mods with episode 5, Kabe no Hana Village. God bless you guys. I will see you in the next episode.